wake that ass up.
Earl in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got some special guests in the building.
Yes.
We have Olajuwon Ajanaku. Did I say that right?
Ajanaku.
Ajanaku. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And Earl Cooper. Welcome.
How y'all brothers
How you
doing?
feeling?
Doing good.
Olajuwon, I always hear your first name as a last name. I've never met an Olajuwon who's the first name.
That's because of Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah. I was born in Houston.
Wow.
But my family was they were both big Rockets fans, and just one thing led to another. First name is, last name is not first name.
Got you.
So it's named after Olajuwon?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, really?
I was.
Okay.
My father, he was born in South Memphis, and he changed his name, joined the Black Panthers when he was about 24. Changed his name from Robert Rutledge to Kwame Ajanaku, and now I'm Olajuwon Ajanaku. Yeah, they wanted the slave master name.
Okay.
What's your ancestry?
Yeah, 40% Nigerian.
Okay, got you.
But it's a Ghanaian name,
Okay.
Yoruba. But it's a split in between the two. They were just big Houston Rockets fans.
Dope.
Yeah.
And then when I first met Earl, I didn't realize I'd never met a young Earl before.
Old Earl?
Yes. All I know is old Earl.
Yeah,
I said, your name Earl for real?
That's a name you gotta grow into.
Yeah, yes, definitely. You ain't grown to it yet. You still look too young for Earl, but.
All right, I got a son on the way. He gonna be Earl too.
Oh, what the hell? Okay,
the
that's
world
nice.
needs
All
another
right.
Earl.
I mean, DMX made it a classic name.
Yeah, Earl Simmons, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. You're right. You're right about that.
So how did you guys get into golf? What made you say golf is a sport that I want to do, I want to try, I love, and talk about that, your passion for golf.
Yeah, a friend of the family introduced me to the game. I grew up with his sons playing golf. We all ended up getting golf scholarships to college. But the thing was, we ended up playing basketball and golf growing up. So we were really competitive. And it was just on the east side of Atlanta. I mean, it was a way to stay out of the streets, for real, like off Boulder Crest Road, east side. It was tough, but right when I leave the golf course, I mean, the hood is right there. But like when I'm at the golf course, like it was positive influences always at the golf course. I didn't really have that as much at home, but why not go to the golf course and actually get that? So judges, doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, these are the people that I'm looking up to. Like, how are these people at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday just out and about doing their own thing? And now it was golf. So I just wanted to be a part of that and have that to be a part of my life. So that's what really just pushed me to it.
Yeah, and you're from Delaware.
Yeah, I'm from Delaware.
And you
Really?
played-
Yeah.
I didn't know people really was from there.
Yeah.
Until I met Loren.
I told you he was
number
going to do
two.
that.
Yeah.
How
There's
long
only
you?
two of us. But it's just
Oh, and
y'all
Biden,
claimed your body? Y'all claimed body?
two black people. No,
two black people.
But you play golf too, right?
Yeah, I started playing golf at the age of 6. Inner City Youth Golf Program. It was called the LPGA Urban Youth Golf Program. And my parents just signed me up. Like, nobody in my family played. And I often like to say I'm happy that my dad didn't listen to a 6-year-old, because left up to me, I was like, I don't want to do this. Where are all my friends? Where everybody looked like me? But he kept me in it. And then at 13, I ended up winning the Golf Channel Drive, Chip, and Putt, which was like a free trip to Disney World. I was on TV, and I'm like, man, if every golf tournament like this, I'm ready to practice. And, was fortunate enough. Olajuwon and I, had a golf scholarship to Morehouse College and played on the golf team there, and that's where we met.
Wow. Break that down for me. You said it was called the Inner City.
It was called the LPGA, which is Ladies Professional Golf Association. So they had a ladies major event in Wilmington. It was called the McDonald Championship, and they created like a nonprofit off of that. And it was that Urban Youth Golf Program. So again, just trying to get young kids involved in the game. And then for us, I'll say that's what also kind of helped shape our point of view. Like, because everyone's like, well, how did y'all get here? And these programs are great, but you need an evolved adult, right? Like, all of you all have kids, so you're not just going to call it a 10-year-old off at a golf course, right? Where the average age is a 50-year-old white man, right? And then you come back, you're like, what happened, right? So it takes an evolved adult, and that's one of the things that we're always constantly encouraging people, like, go with the kid. You know what I mean? Whatever that may be. So a lot of our focus has been on young professionals, not necessarily just the kids, because we don't even make kids clothes just yet.
I wonder how much Tiger Woods made people feel like
Influence people?
Yeah, influence people to reach out to young black kids and try to get them involved and go.
I mean, he was everything for us. Like coming up, Tiger Woods was he dominated it. He made us want to watch it. You want to be just like Tiger.
The catalyst for me when I was 13. Actually, I was playing golf at it's across from Eastside Country Club in Atlanta where they hold the Tour Championship. Y'all definitely got to come out for that. But across from there, Charlie Yates Junior Academy in 2001. I actually got sponsored by Nike to go up to Chicago. I got a 30-minute lesson from Tiger Woods and Earl Woods at the time when his father was still here. So, I mean, ever since then, I just been on it. You know, I've been hungry for the game. I mean, everything that it entitles as far as like gives you, you know, and just the people that it surrounds you, that surrounds you because you play it. So, no, it's done wonders for me.
But what made you all want to stick with it though, right? Because I know you said when you were 6, you wouldn't have wanted to do it. It's boring. That's the first thing that, you know, people argue and they say about it. What made y'all want to stick with it? Y'all actually have a golfing brand, like where people are buying it. Y'all got stores about to open up and airports and
Eastside
everything. Y'all still about to have y'all apparel in what Nordstrom or something like that.
Yeah, we're in Nordstrom's right now. Yeah, right here in New York on 57th.
Yeah. What made y'all want to stick with that? You don't really see a lot of us in golf, right?
Yeah.
So
honestly, for me, golf changed my life. I mean, as far as temperament, resilience, you know. I mean, everything that I am as far as like just hard work and structure. I mean, because when you look at golf and every shot that you take in golf, it's individual. You know what I'm saying? You can't look at the entire thing as you get it lost, but that's just like life. You got to take it one step at a time, a day at a time, you know, and golf just taught me to be really intricate on each single detail. And I literally just relate that over to my professional career as far as corporate finance when I was in that, about to become VP of sales. Over to here running a business. You know, there's steps to it, and you have to build systems to be successful. And it's crazy. I use all of those things from golf to relay it onto my business, and it's been working.
When do you take the step to be professional as far as a golfer, right? You know, you see all these people, everybody's into golf, and but when is it professional? And break it down a little bit. Like, we all know basketball, we know there's a draft. We all know football, we know there's a draft. We know baseball, you go into the D League or the Farm League, as they call it. So how does golf work when it comes to that? Because you were a professional one time.
So I'm a PGA professional. So
What's that mean?
So PGA professionals are the men and women, and we're experts in the golf business. So at every golf course, there's a person that managed that. And so that's what I did. So you get your PGA certification. It's 28,000 PGA members across the country. Out of that 28,000, there's roughly like 300 African Americans. Right, so the number is, you know, that's less than half of 1%, right? So there's definitely a lot of work to be done there, but that's what I'm considered a PGA professional versus Olajuwon. You want to explain it?
Yeah, I mean, the reason that I started this brand was, I mean, back after I graduated from Morehouse, major was accounting, minor in finance. I turned pro in golf. I did that for a couple of years, won a couple of mini tour events, but got to a point I just couldn't afford it anymore. You know, taking up odd jobs, cart boy, caddying, like, hustling however I can get it to fund my golf career. Last time me and my mom got in an argument, she was like, yo, it's about that time you get a job. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to stop that, and I started my finance career. I was in commercial finance for about 10 years, but it got to a point, like I said, I wanted to play professional golf, but I knew it'd be hard to find sponsors. So to your point, the only way to turn pro is to have sponsors in the game.
You got to be good enough where a sponsor finds you.
Absolutely. And it's full circle for me. Actually, I'm turning back pro in golf in June. That's the reason I started the brand, because I was like, if I can't find any sponsors, why not take the entrepreneur route and sponsor myself? So now I have, you know, Southern Company and Georgia Power being one of my sponsors for professional golf, along with a couple of other companies in Atlanta, but the whole thing is sponsorship is dollars. If you can raise that and that company can see what they can really get out of you where it comes to like a certain type of customer or a certain type of feel, they'll pay you for it.
How much do you need to be a professional? Like, how much do they need to sponsor? Like, say, a company like that to put you in the league to go against a Tiger Woods or whoever the top professional is now?
Yeah, it varies from tour to tour, because some tour entry fees it ranges from $1,000 to sometimes $5,000 for an entry fee into the tournament. So that doesn't include, you know, travel, your caddy, food, rent, you know, if something breaks, you know. So it would range from anywhere, I would say, $175,000 to $250,000. in a year.
I love both of y'all. I love y'all stories because y'all represent. I like when people get into an industry and they show all sides of the industry. Because when I hear PGA professional, I'm thinking that's a player.
Right.
That's what I
Right.
assume.
It's somebody who does the business.
Yeah.
And that's like, damn, there's so many different ways for us to be involved in this sport.
Yeah. No, I completely agree, and I feel like that's one of the things that I'll say really just excites me about our business is the fact that we're having an impact on the sport without actually playing it, right? And so it's kind of like a basketball analogy would be like we working in the front office, right? And so we're getting everyone excited and bringing everyone along with us, right? Like when you think about when the brand started, it was right before COVID. And then, you know, our first viral moment was Chris Paul wearing it head to toe when he was the president of the NBA Players Association the night of the boycott of the event that happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin. And so, like, that's how we kind of went viral, but it was through basketball. And then from there, you know, we got hooked up with Michael Jordan, and we've had, like, CeCe Sabathia, Victor Cruz, you know, Pekkas, Steve Stout, like, you name it. All of these guys are, like, we see exactly what you guys are doing, right? Like, you are bringing in people into the game, culturally relevant, and in a way, like, our tagline is, you know, be authentic. So that's all we require.
And your logo, I love it. Black man,
Barack Obama,
black
right?
man. It's Barack Obama.
That's not Barack.
No, it's not.
No. You sure? So, I actually
Are you sure? I think they know.
Barack, I'm looking at the ears.
Yo, stop.
I'm looking at the ears. It's crazy.
You got a rock swinging a golf club with a
Even so,
chain
they
on.
would not say yes, it was.
Huh?
No, I'm
It's so crazy.
No, it's crazy. The logo is actually me. I created it.
Oh,
I
my
was
bad.
gonna.
I just looked at the ears. I ain't even gonna lie.
He just
Yeah,
killed you,
my
yo.
bad.
Look at the ears.
I just noticed
I've been knowing him his whole life. I never looked at his ears.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
now I'm
I
like,
noticed.
what are you talking about? Yo.
But yeah, I created the logo. I wanted to turn pro, like I said. It was gonna go on my bag and my polo, and then I showed it to him. He was just like, "Yo, put that shit on a T-shirt." So I did. Went downtown Detroit, and I maybe got stopped 100 times in 2 hours. Just like, who are you? What's that logo? Where can I get it? And do you play golf? That's when I knew I had something.
I mean, it's fly. Even if you're not into golf, it's just a fly logo.
Sure.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things we always say. Like, you know, you don't play polo, but you wear Ralph Lauren.
Correct.
Right? And so you don't have to play golf in order to wear Eastside golf. And, like, even a jacket. Like, we got a Jeff Hamilton jacket. Like, that's not, you know what I mean? You're not going out on a golf course with that. But we do make golf clothes for the golfer.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, like, our whole strategy was, like, meet people where they are, right? And that's why it's important to come up on, like, this platform because this is where the people at. Right. And they need to know and hear, like, no, golf is available for you. Golf, when you think about it, majority of golf courses are public parks owned by municipalities. So your tax dollars go towards that. And so, again, just encouraging people to go out there and experience that. And matter of fact, we actually have a community day coming up in Wilmington this Friday, this week. And again, it's a great like microcosm of like what we're trying to create, where we buy out the entire golf course, so everybody comes. And it's not just, we like to say, it's not just like underrepresented communities. Like people fly in for our events as well. We certainly bring the community out, but we pay for everything: the food, the lessons, the range, the golf course, and it's an unbelievable atmosphere that's created when you eliminate the financial burden and people can really discover how great the game is and just meet other people.
I was going to ask is, with golf being so expensive, how do you get, our community to get involved? Like, because clubs are expensive. Renting the time at the golf course is expensive. It's not like, you grab a basketball and get a park and you just go shoot. So it makes it so expensive. So what do you tell people? How could they start if they want to get into it and don't have the finances?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of ways to start. First, you got to, the hard part is just kind of finding a golf course. Once you find a golf course, there are programs out there.
And should you start there or should you start at a range first?
Well, I'm saying most golf courses have a range. It may be small, but you can start at a range or an indoor simulator. But getting the clubs, I think, again, it's a misnomer that you have to, buy this whole set that's fitted. No, I think that's the worst thing to do.
Yeah, that's my husband's problem. Like, what? What are we doing?
Yeah, in the beginning, we're always encouraging people to go get starter sets, and starter sets can range anywhere from $500 to $750. You can go to a Golf Galaxy, also pick up Eastside Golf there, and that'll give you all the equipment. And in the beginning, it's just changing a lot. Even if you don't have that, you could go to the range and just say, hey, can I borrow a 7-iron or just one club? And typically they have those clubs there available. So look, I mean, we spend money, you know what I mean, on clothes, on all kind of stuff. So what our biggest thing is, we just want people to recognize the value. And when young professionals understand, like, look, you guys work at iHeartMedia, they have golf events. So it's an opportunity to engage, whether it be artists, account execs, whoever, like decision makers, and you get a chance to spend that quality time with them. And that's the like big unlock. Like oftentimes when golf opportunities come up, we're on the sidelines. We're like, man, I ain't going out there. I don't want to embarrass myself. But that's where the deals are happening.
Let me ask you a question. I can think of times, right? Like when I was younger, you know, me and my now wife walking into, you know, restaurants in South Carolina, seeing nothing but white people in there, nothing but white people working there, and saying to ourselves, yeah, this ain't for us. And I remember one time in particular, you know, we went to one and it was like, oh, no, we leaving. And the waitress was like, what? The woman at the door was like, why y'all leaving? Because too many white people? And I was like, yeah. The golf course probably is 10 times as intimidating as that, just because it's like we don't see each other out there. So if a couple of guys just pull up on the golf course, are they going to be welcomed?
Yeah. I mean, well, so they have private country clubs, and then they have municipalities, as he once said, public parks downtown, which you pay your tax dollars on.
That's where we need to be starting.
Yeah, a lot of those golf courses are definitely welcoming. They know it's your first time coming out there, and on top of that, you know, some of these golf courses have bucket of balls might be $12. And play it against sports.
Cheap for some balls.
Yeah.
Pause.
Play it.
Pause.
What's wrong with y'all? Grow up, y'all.
Pause.
What's y'all problem, y'all? Cheap for some balls.
You gotta relax. No, what is your problem?
All I said was that's cheap for some balls.
Yeah.
How much
So
you
some
usually pay
golf
for
balls.
Oh, man.
Man, continue.
Yeah, we got
It's somebody's cheap. Like, continue on.
So
Sorry.
downtown, bucket of golf balls might be $12, but then you can go to Play It Again Sports and get a whole thing of clubs, 14 clubs for $100, $125. And this is an investment, you know, like whatever, and I see this all the time, whatever you do with your life, I don't care what you do. If you play golf, it will increase that revenue. It will increase whatever opportunities you have.
Why?
So many different types of people play golf. I mean, I've met guys that, you know, own movie companies, guys, investors out in Palo Alto. I mean, all the way over to being at Liberty National, the fireman family that sold Reebok. You know, all of these different types of people play golf. Doctors, lawyers, these same type of people that I grew up seeing. But the connection that they have in their circle. I mean, if you play golf, you can go out, well, let me invite my guy. All of a sudden, you got a foursome, 3-4 guys out there playing golf, and you don't know who it is. You know,
relax.
Like,
it's like,
playing golf, man.
Since
playing
the Diddy
golf.
case is going on right now, you know,
Yeah.
people ears are sensitive. You said foursome, everybody
got
trying
you.
to figure out.
Wow.
Yes.
Y'all don't have gay ears.
We in
That's
the
good.
yes. There you go.
This guy has gay ears. I'm listening to you because I'm intrigued by what
I
you're
don't
saying.
have gay. What are you
Yeah.
talking
Intrigued by the foursome word.
about?
No,
Oh, my
I've heard that
goodness.
before. I've heard everybody say that, you know, they golf because it's great for networking. And,
for sure.
and, you know, I've golfed once. I was terrible at it. I got frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a time for men to do something we don't do, which is talk.
Yeah.
You know, for a long period of time. It's good bonding for men, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I
We're
think
not on
it's,
the golf course, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah. Nah, and it's funny you said men because we actually we're doing a campaign featuring Justin Tuck, just talking about fathers. Because a lot of times, again, you're talking about that opportunity to bond and like it's a great sport, like to just go out there. And a lot of times that's a man's hobby. You know what I mean? But we definitely support the women to get out there as well. And I agree that golf can be intimidating. Like, look, I was the first African-American golf professional at 2 golf courses that were over 100 years old.
Whoa.
So
Built in 1899.
Detroit Golf Club and Wilmington Country Club. In Wilmington, I started out as a caddy there, right? So, like, used to dream of going in the clubhouse. Like, man, like, what would that be like? And, you know, the point, and I feel like the reason why I took both of those roles was simply because here's an opportunity to reset the standard, right? They don't know. They've never even interact with someone at that level in that position. And so it's important that we do go and kind of push through that uncomfortableness. And that's kind of what I'm saying, where as an adult, if the adults can go, we know it's just they're gonna look up to you, you know? And so if they see you doing, the goal for us, we don't want it to be a shock when we show up or minorities show up and they're playing golf. We want that to be normalized, right? But that's up to us to normalize it amongst that generation, just like we normalize everything else. So it could be something as simple as like going to the movies, or every summer y'all go to this place, whatever it may be. It's just normal. You saw it. And so that's the thing. Our goal is that we want this next generation to really say, you know what, I may play golf once or twice a year, and I'm cool with that. But at least when the opportunity comes, we're not sitting on the sidelines.
That's why labels suck. And it's like, who says golf is a white sport?
1,000%.
Imagine if Cooper Flagg, Larry Bird felt like that about basketball. It's a black sport. Like, no, if you got a love for something, you should be able to, embrace it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Going back to your logo though, now because most people may think it is a white sport, and that because that's what we've seen, up until now, and a little bit before. Did you ever receive any flack about the black man with the golf club and the chain and the jeans?
For sure. I mean, I'll take it a step back. There was a point I went to this country club in Michigan, and I was wearing these pants, and these white guys on the range. It was a private country club. These white guys on the range had on the same pants. Now, it didn't have any belt loops on the pants, but I got singled out. And lo and behold, I ended up getting kicked off the course.
Those pants you got on now?
No, not these. There were some other ones that I had on. This was maybe like 4 years ago. And we had just started making pants. Yeah. While still had the business, had a Jordan, got kicked off. But
why? Was it a dress code?
Yeah, dress code. So definitely said, yo, is it okay if I just wear these for today? Like, no, you got to go home and change. I come back and change, get back on the driving range, and it just like, yeah, how can I help you? Like, you got to wait till the member gets here. And that was 4 years ago, and it's crazy to say now we have clothes that are being sold in that pro shop. But I say that because it's the same logo. This logo was me, and I mean, there was a point when I first came out with it, I got asked, yo, is that a noose around his neck? Like, I didn't know what that was. And I'm like, it's a Cuban link chain. Like, come on, bro.
That's just a funny joke for them.
Yeah.
For them to ask that, like, they know that ain't no goddamn news.
Yeah. But either way it goes, given the slack on it, I mean, to be honest, even my man, like, when we first started, like, he was just like, I don't know if that's going to work. Just from his experience being in that, I don't know if that's going to work. And I didn't go through the PGA school and PGA program. I didn't work at a golf country club. I just wanted it bad, and showing who I am. And that's our tagline, be authentic. That's how I want everybody to show up at the golf course. That's what's going to grow the game, is you being yourself and continuously being yourself, even though it's out at the golf course. A lot of people might see the golf course or country club and might feel like that's corporate America, or I got to change up how I am. Like, nah, like, I want you to be yourself and wear Eastside golf while you're doing it looking good.
Well, we haven't seen that influence yet. At least in tennis, Venus and Serena were unapologetically black.
For
Tiger,
sure.
No. Tiger was like, I'm not black. I'm cobbling Asian or whatever he said.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, and that's really, again, that's up to us. And like, for us, even our strategy, like we said earlier, all of the culturally relevant people that we engage with, we needed that first in lifestyle. Like, we were selling our stuff in Up NYC, we were selling it in Bodega, all of the top tier streetwear accounts, and now we're transitioning to more big box stores, and now transitioning to the golf course, right? Because at the end of the day, if we just showed up, you're right, it was just two black guys with a logo. Even though we did play golf, it's just like, well, where the rest of y'all at? Is that really a model? Right. Is that a business? And we have proven that. I mean, you've seen it, even, look at what Khaled has done, in the golf space. And we were with Khaled very early on along that journey. You know what I'm saying? He's actually we have a documentary, and he was, featured in our documentary talking about the Jordan shoes and the impact that we had there. So, like, I think what we've done now is, like, build a community and, like, build a proven model. On June 1, it'll be 6 years, right?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, a lot of companies don't even make it to 6 years, right? And so it's certainly, it's a real thing that we got. It's just, again, we have to continue to push and support each other.
Has Khaled had real impact on golf? Because I never can tell if he's really in love with golf or if he's just pushing sneakers.
Nah, I mean, he was on the cover of Golf Digest. I mean, it got a lot of excitement. He's got a lot of followers. He's got big influence, right? And so, we've been fortunate enough to work with him, to go to his golf events. He supported our merch. He's always shouting us out. Like, we delivered him a locker and, like, all of that. And so, it's been huge because also when you think about it, like, in order to grow golf, it's gonna happen in this room. Like they need us. Everything is trying to grow, and this is the only market that they haven't tapped yet.
Listen, man, y'all got some of the dopest collections. Y'all had me and my husband out there at the golf tournament looking great. Listen, and I'm telling you, there was all kinds of people. What is that? What is that? What brand is that? You know, because yes, y'all here and some of the and would y'all say street? Y'all wouldn't call that streetwear, would y'all? What is
like lifestyle.
Lifestyle, right? But then y'all also do have like a high quality
performance
golf apparel brand, right? Where I had the tennis skirt on, and the slacks. My husband wore the slacks. Y'all even had the shoes. Y'all, I got some of the dopest collaborations with Jordans. I think he had the sixes,
the six, the lows.
And then I had the Air Max. You can change the it come with a different color. You can change the swoosh. I was out there like, what's up? Like I've been doing this forever, lying and everything. We was out there looking the part, man. So it's definitely quality.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then tell us about the Detroit store in the airport that y'all about to open.
So finally, so our first brick and mortar we actually have in Tokyo, Japan. We created that maybe 2.5-3 years ago. Our second brick and mortar we actually building at Detroit Airport, DTW. And the main reason is because we have big history there. Him being the first black PGA professional at Detroit Golf Club, me starting the brand in Detroit, downtown on the east side of Detroit, you know, it's just full circle for us. So why not build that store in Detroit?
Why Tokyo?
Actually the PGA show that they have at the beginning of the year, it's like a big box retail show, and we sell to all these different country clubs. We went there in February 2020, and literally got approached by some Asian gentlemen, you know, Japanese guys, and they loved us so much they was just like, yo, we want to bring that over to Tokyo. Sent them like they sent us a $10,000 PO. We sent them back merch. It sold out in 24 hours. Wow. And ever since then, it just grew from there. And then we ended up getting a relationship with a gentleman as a distributor, and then opened our first store in Tokyo.
Wow. Man, congratulations. Man. I wanted to ask y'all about the golf world, though. Is the golf world embracing this cultural shift that's happening?
I think yes. I think they just don't know what to do, right? So it's like using the word like collaboration or like featured or remix. They like, we don't know. They obviously want it because like right now, like YouTube golf is exploding, like exploding. Like YouTube golf in some cases are more popular than what the golf you're seeing on TV.
What is YouTube golf? So
YouTube golf is where they basically have like influencers go out there and they film their round playing golf, or like they're talking in the cameras and they're pulling in pros. But I think they are embracing it some. There's always going to be some resistance as well. I think where we are, though, we recently just signed our PGA Tour professional, one kid by the name of Joseph Bramlett. 37 years old, went to Stanford. You know, he's the second African-American that's playing regularly out there on tour outside of Tiger Woods. But actually, this week, we have a kid playing in a major championship. His name is Eugenio Chachara. And he's playing in the PGA Championship, which is like a big deal. So you got the Masters, the PGA this week. And how we basically want to position is like telling these guys to be their authentic self, but also at the same time, like they're waving the flag for us, right? And they're kind of showing them, you know, that on and off the course lifestyle. Like we're even going to be having these guys do not a tunnel walk, but like a walk up, right? Like we styling them from the moment they get out the car to they changing. So we're really
like
just
the NBA joint.
Exactly. We're really bringing that influence, and you know we do have an investment from the PGA of America, so they invested in our company. So you know we've been raising capital as well to just grow and expand. Because as you all know, as business folks, you need money. You know you need either a relationship with a bank, you need family and friends, you need something to be able to grow. And so especially too, like now we're getting into Nordstrom's, Golf Galaxy, House of Sport. We're going into Snipes, and 70 doors there. So like, those are big purchase orders, right? And so you're buying on future. So you definitely need that financial cash flow.
And I see y'all investing in the HBCUs as well.
Yes.
Yeah. How much?
Yes.
$300,000 in the Morehouse?
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, $300,000. First year, I think about 2 years ago, we gave $50,000. And it's just been up ever since. We have an invitation at Liberty National right over in Jersey every year. And
is that the Eastside Collegiate one?
That actually is at Frisco, Texas. We have an Eastside Golf Invitational for college teams to only play in. that tournament is a fundraiser for the Morehouse College golf team.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So Mercedes-Benz has been one of our primary sponsors. We're both Mercedes-Benz of USA ambassadors. They sponsor the tournament, and we end up giving the boys probably about $100,000 every year, and it's just been growing. Now they have Arthur Blank Foundation down in Atlanta actually gifted them an entire simulator room. So that means a simulator room probably about this size where they get to putt, hit golf shots all times of the night, or just get in that practice whenever they can. So
yeah, so I would just say it was so important to us because we can't sit up here and be successful and not support the program. That's how we met, right? What do we look like saying, well, we're here, but what's up with Morehouse College golf team? And so that's always been a passion of ours to make sure that those boys are set up the right way. And, we just laid the foundation, and now it's just great to see other organizations and other partners. So when we go into these rooms, we're always thinking about them.
So listen, when y'all buy the Eastside golf course, can I invest?
Yeah,
for sure.
You can invest.
I know that's next, right? Y'all got to have your own golf course.
Yeah, we working on it.
Yeah. He was talking about it in the green room. No, for sure, that's real.
Yeah,
Before y'all own golf course, are y'all gonna have your own golf clubs, golf balls, your own Eastside golf branded golf balls, golf equipment?
Yeah, so golf equipment is very expensive
to
make. Definitely golf clubs. That's why partly Nike got out of the business. But we did collaborate with Bridgestone Golf on our own golf ball. So we do have our own golf ball. It's just a Tour BX. They already use it. But me and Earl actually own the box itself. So they sell that at PGA Superstore. Sell that at a few other places, golf courses as well. So, I mean, it's just that equipment thing is a really tricky thing just because it takes a huge investment on the front end, and if you don't sell and if you don't have probably the number 1, 2, 3, or 4 or 5 player in the world playing your golf clubs, it's going to be kind of hard to sell them.
Who's the leader in that world as far as selling the golf clubs?
TaylorMade.
Yeah, I say TaylorMade is right there at the top.
So they got like Roy McIlroy. He's now.
Scotty Scheffler, who is number 1 in the world. Yeah.
They got that on lock. But like you said, I mean, we have a whole offering, right? You go to eastsidegolf.com and you're going to see something on there for you. You know what I mean? Whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, where you're just getting started. And ultimately, like, the goal was not necessarily to make golf clothes, quote unquote. Just make dope shit. You know what I mean? We gonna find it, right? Like, look, Timbs weren't made for
construction.
Right. Exactly.
Well, no, they actually were. They were made for the street.
They're just not made for the street.
Yeah.
Right.
But they're not waterproof, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Right. But that's the point. But we wear them all the time. Like, that's a staple, right? So it's just one of those things where, like, and we love it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when our product is showing up courtside, you know what I mean? When our product is showing up in music videos. Like, literally, we did a collab with Paper Planes, and Memphis Bleak did a video with it on with Benny the Butcher, right? So it's just because it's dope. It's not like we seeded it. It was just like he was looking at it and it's like, yo, that's fly. And like that's ultimately what we want to create, because that's going to give us the confidence that we need when we go to the golf course. So to your point, it's almost like anxiety when people sitting in them parking lots getting ready to go. Like, man, I don't want nobody to mess with me, what they going to say, all of that. So it's like, if you got your shit on and you looking good, it just kind of alleviates that. And I feel like that's also our next step, where when you are headed to the golf course, you could go on eastsidegolf.com and just get some small little tutorials, right? Just get the verbiage down so you feel just a little bit more comfortable when you go in there speaking the language, saying, hey, how much is a bucket of balls? You know, where's this? What's that? Like, you know, what's your, you know, how much you charge for tee time? Like, just basic language.
No more than 4. No more than just yelling 4.
No more than 4.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's what's up.
How can they find? How can they go to the site if they want more information?
Yeah. Find us on eastsidegolf.com. We actually have a TikTok at Eastside Golf, and our Instagram is at Eastside Golf.
Yep. And then go download our app as well. We got a really dope app. We have a lot of exclusive product on there, merch, shoes, everything at Eastside Golf.
Man, respect to y'all brothers and everything that y'all have built, everything that y'all are building. This is very, very inspiring, man.
And now we got to get y'all out on the golf course. That's the next thing.
That's the next.
That's the next thing. Come on, now.
Yeah, she was. She was.
For real?
In Baltimore holding it down.
You already know.
I feel like God is calling me to learn. I tried it one time, but Man, I swung at that ball like 30 times and couldn't hit it, and just like, man, I'm just gonna ride around with y'all and drink.
Yeah.
Straight.
Well, we got a professional coach right here, so we got you covered.
Yeah, we
Just
can
let us know, man.
We can definitely
Want to
get y'all out there. But yeah, it's a great like family atmosphere too. Like that's like you.
My son played. I played in college, and I stopped since college. But
Okay.
But it was one of those things. We go out there, we drink, and we have fun, talk shit, and then come back to go to class. But in Hampton, but my son actually plays, and I was like, I got to get back out there, but just having the time.
I understand. The time is definitely a thing, but it's just so worth it.
And we go to Top Golf, which is like,
exactly.
like the thing.
Top Golf. Was that?
No, that's Top. Top Golf. Yeah.
Top Golf.
Yeah. Much success to you.
Nah,
Olajuwon, Earl
Appreciate
Cooper.
you.
It's the Breakfast Club.
you.
Good morning.
For sure.
Oh.
We're gonna do a quick photo in front of the screen.
Wake that ass up.
Earl in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.